It's another Celebrity Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies and the gentleman here. Hello.
Oh, yeah, it's good to be here amongst the ladies. Thank you so much.
We grabbed you because our co-host is running late.
No, but it's nice to be here.
It's good
really.
to have you on the show. Thank you so much, Mike.
Any day.
Hi, his family. Hi,
Yeah,
our
family
things.
is beautiful. Everything is fine on a good
Elsie.
Friday like this. Yeah, Elsie is jumping up and down.
Oh, gosh. Good.
She's such a pretty girl.
Yeah, very pretty girl. She's so lucky to have,
shadow how.
yeah, she's lucky to have her mom's hair.
Well,
Beautiful hair.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say about daddy?
Aren't I lucky?
What are you trying to say about daddy?
Well, the point there is, you know, some of us, we are very blessed with a lot of hair. Yeah? It's really nice. Thank you.
How you doing, Nima?
Ah, Nima, Ramadan. I'm tired actually. This morning I had to park at Baghdad in front of that big church to sleep for 10 minutes because I was putting my passengers at risk. I was dozing on the steering.
Oh, dear.
Well,
I'm going to take a break for
you need
me.
to get a driver for this season. Is it possible?
Easy pride. If you drive me badly because of I'll keep criticizing and
No, you'll be sleeping, trust me.
And you sleep. You won't know anything is happening.
You need a driver.
I hope I can sleep. Oh.
Temporary. Consider it. I mean, it's
I'll
important.
think about it.
So your
You can
safety,
set up a committee.
your safety.
So look into that. Let me set up a committee.
Kiki
to
in
look into
the
it.
bed. Now why you
May I quickly say about Kiki? I saw the Vanguard earlier interview, and this morning I saw the Guardian interview on Kiki being a strategist in business and, you know, marketing.
I'm humble.
And this morning I saw her, she's really trimmed down,
Yeah.
looking
Stress airport there
beautiful.
is not easy.
Thank you. Oh,
Okay,
but
you have to
be-
share this secret of
To be jumping from one state to the other, looking for ends meet.
Well, congratulations on the great things happening in your life.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the
It's
Vanguard
been God.
interview
It's
has
been
been-
God, and God has been faithful. You know, regardless of whatever life throws at you, you must have the strength to move on. So I'm grateful to God.
And ultimately, it's hard work.
And
too.
hard work and merit.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so...
That's it.
That's great.
And thanks to you, wonderful support system. You know, there comes a time that I have to talk about you all on this table. Yeah. But for now,
All right.
But it's good to have you back. Your fans have
you.
missed you. They're like,
Yeah.
where's Kiki? Where did she go?
I've missed you
How
all
are you?
too.
Good to have you back.
I've
You're
missed
back
you all
now.
too. Thank
So any
you.
plans for the weekend? It's Friday. Anything you're doing, Mike?
This Friday.
sleeping at home?
No, we can't be sleeping at home on a Friday now. that won't be good
Oh,
at
yeah,
all.
taking Madame out tonight.
I am thinking of something like that. But I have said so now. It means it's no longer.
Okay,
it's
it's a
no
big
longer-
group.
News.
It's a big group.
If you see me on the floor, on the dance floor,
Hey, I got my-
hey.
Wow. And that's your wife, eh?
No, we had fun. We had different. In fact, I'm so lucky to have her.
Are you hearing no? And those of you that don't know, you know that fine girl you see on Wake Up Nigeria?
You see?
That's the wife.
You see?
Don't take pictures
I
of
think they
them.
don't know already. This Instagram things, you can just add 2 and 2.
1, 2, and 2 together,
I'm
B.
telling you.
That's good. So,
That's
Nima, any
nice.
plans for the weekend? Apart from fasting, we know-
Unfortunately, I wanted to sleep. Unfortunately, I have to do a job tomorrow. But Sunday, certainly.
So you have to do a lot of preparing for.
Yeah, so I'm still going to go out tomorrow, but I'm hoping not to drive. I'll just, meet a friend to help
Get a
me.
driver. Let your committee work. Set
Yeah.
up. a
Oh,
committee.
God, you yaring?
plans for the weekend?
Of course, yes. My girlfriend and I, Darren, Mary Ojulari, we have a mutual friend that just came in from US. So the plan is to take her out, paint the town red throughout this weekend and
Wow.
relax and have fun.
Let the color red reach this end too.
Don't worry, one day
Yeah,
I'll consider
so-
joining. On this your red painting mission.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I don't have any major plans. I'm getting ready to hand over the baton as much as possible, and I'm excited about it. It's really exciting because my kids are asking me, Mommy, everybody's saying you're leaving. What's going on? So I explained to my daughter this morning that I'll have time for your projects, all those drama you always disturb me. Now we can discuss properly because usually I'm tired at 5 o'clock and
Might be
But
short.
you've done
Another
well.
appointment
You've
might
done
come.
well.
You've done greatly
Yeah.
well. On the
Yes,
other
you have a
hand,
good CV.
we are missing you already.
Exactly.
I'm not-
from
listen,
the other
Let us
Well, you
explain
still
to our
be saying
viewers.
more.
No, of course.
Exactly.
Of
Let us
course,
explain,
of course.
because
The
they'll start
point
calling
there
my
is,
phone now.
it was good you did the clarification for people to know the difference.
People still don't understand.
But people don't understand. But back in the office, certainly, we're going to miss you when it comes to,
Office
now,
work.
you know
Decision
now.
making and all of that,
Yeah,
implementations and all, yeah.
I miss myself, Teshi. I will still be on the show every single morning. So that's
Yeah.
important to our viewers. Okay, let's go on a break. When we return, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with Vanguard. Insecurity, secure Nigeria now. Buhari orders security chiefs. Culture central to Nigeria's unity, says Oba of Benin. No human being, living or dead, can influence Supreme Court's judgment. That's the acting CJN. Court sentences pastor, his lover, to death over murder of husband. Buhari reappoints Emefiele CBN governor for the second term. Osun governorship tussle. Adeleke heads to Supreme Court. Sanusi's Emirates now covers 10 of 44 Kano local governments. And NSITF, Labour issues attack on on-site order on Ngige. Let's start with the major headlines. Secure Nigeria now. Buhari orders security chiefs. Obviously.
Yeah. So the president was speaking with the security chiefs at the presidential villa where he called on them. You know, all Nigerians have been calling on him to do something on the insecurity in the country, and he called on them. The naval officer was saying no, kidnapping is being stamped, and the IGP fortunately reeled out new rules for.
Where did the naval chief get that idea that kidnapping has reduced?
In fact,
I don't know if he's living in this country, but
it was strange to me. But maybe on their own side of things, and truly, we've not really seen kidnapping along their own area, their constituency, which is of course along the waterways, which used to be the norm in the past. So maybe that's where it's coming from. But I like the fact that the first PRO, Frank Omba, reeled out some new rules to combat it. They didn't sound new to me. It seems like things I'd heard before.
Right. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Security challenges. Buhari talks tough. Orders of service chief, we talked about that already, to arrest situation, restore confidence. This area looks like Nima's area.
No,
okay, this Lagos Abeokuta Express.
That's people on the Biajulu's end of town.
Oh, Biajulu's end of town. Wow, yikes. Their cars are swimming there.
Pictures
About Benin, list gains of culture, commends NCAC boss. President renews Emefiele's tenure. Osun Guba Oyetola wins for appeal court. Nobody can intimidate Supreme Court justices, acting CJN. Imo House of Assembly suspends 27 local government chairmen. Let's start with your thoughts on Emefiele's return. What do you think?
Well, the point there is we have been getting various reactions from the recent development concerning Emefiele. But majority of Nigerians have commended the president and said, well, this is a good development. One, Emefiele is going to be the first CBN governor to get renominated in the last 20 years. Since 1999, he's going to be the #1. So it's a good development. Now, if you check from 2015 until now, if you see through the recession and then through the monetary policies and through inflation and all of that, you will see that there has been level of stability or improvement.
And then
level of stability or improvement. You know,
he's also focused his policies on growing the agricultural sector in the country, which
the Anko Borough scheme is something farmers, rice farmers, yam farmers, and all of that, and traders are happy about, and even small and medium scale enterprise.
I'm happy that people are happy, but there are some people saying that, listen, yes, Emefiele is good for you to renominate him, but what they're asking for is more representation from the Southeast. So they shouldn't use this one.
You know, but that is one other controversial issue. The point there is that Nigeria is a big country. We can't always, you know, fall back to the issue of which region is he from, which, you know, if somebody is doing something well, why is he a Nigerian or not?
Yeah,
you know, so that's the question. So this time, let's allow him to do his job.
Let's take the Oyetola story.
Yeah, so Oyetola's victory was upheld.
Governor Oyetola.
Sorry, I take that back. Governor Oyetola's victory was upheld in the appeal court when the tribunal's decision was overturned. Even though Adeleke have decided that he was going to appeal to the Supreme Court. And though the 4 judgments delivered yesterday was against him, he lost all the, that is, Adeleke lost
no
the 4 judgment and all of that, but let's wait and see what will happen.
Let's move on. The Punch. I'm awake now. Yeah, coffee. PDP asks appeal court president to leave presidential poll tribunal. Says she's APC senator-elect's wife. Picture here of same area, Abi. Flooding after downpour in Lagos. This is also the same area. Let's take the human interest to this Lagos court. What happened? Who has that story?
Yeah, so Lagos State Police Command arrested 3 suspected court members who killed Bureau de Change, 2 Bureau de Change, I think yesterday. And when they met with the corporate, so to speak, the Bureau de Change was lodged. The Bureau de Change personnel wanted the transaction to take place in the bank, but these people lured them into an unknown location where they were kidnapped, and 1.6 million naira has been taken from their relative for ransom, and yet they are yet to be released till date.
They killed them, actually. They killed,
they killed two of those Burundi.
They scored the two. When they killed, after they killed the Gorilla Church people, they now found out that there were two other bodies in the same septic tank.
Yes,
and found out, and those are not confessed that, okay, those were people from their rival cult groups that were killed earlier. So that's 4 deaths. So
but
obviously...
It basically tells you that when the police want to do their job,
exactly.
they can be very thorough.
thorough.
It can take so long, but they can be very thorough.
This Ogun State denying, is it anywhere else? Okay, it's a bit misleading because Ogun denies governor-elect's transition team access to facilities. When I read that story, they told the governor-elect that, listen, we're having a lot of programs going on in all the facilities. They're asking for access into the presidential lodge, a few other places. And he said, listen, all these places are currently in use. We cannot provide you access for them for now. But later on, maybe towards the end of the transition process, you can have access. But now they made it look as if they didn't give them access at all, which I think is a bit misleading. Moving on now to The Nation. Jubilation in Osun over Oyetola's court victory. We talked about that already. Buhari tells first service chiefs to wake up. Supreme Court justices are answerable to God. And Buhari appoints CBN Governor Emefiele for 2nd term. Okay, which story are we taking? This is the acting CGN.
Okay.
Well, the acting CGN, from the statement he made, you know, there has been lots of controversy back and forth when it comes to, okay, the Supreme Court is biased and all of that. But he is a form of an assurance, telling Nigerians nobody can influence the Supreme Court judgment or Supreme Court justices and all of that. So it's more of an assurance to
believe
Nigerians.
him?
Of course I believe him. Of course I believe him, because the Supreme Court, you can't just run up to a justice and say, okay, you want to bribe. We know that we've heard stories of 1, 2 Supreme Court judges here and there compromised, but when it comes to the standards, if you don't believe the Supreme Court, who else will you believe?
Exactly, so that's it. All right, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. How police will now battle kidnappers, says Inspector General of Police. At our 32nd Memorial Service, defend Yoruba nation from kidnapping and terrorism, Anglican Bishop Afenifere calls on Gani Adams. Buhari renominates Emefiele, we talked about that already. Oh, our dear Emir. Alleged misappropriation, government agency quizzes Emir of Kano's aid. Who has that story, please? They should leave our Emir alone. Now, they said, according to the story I read, they said that they actually quizzed his spokesperson, and I think there's about 6 billion naira that has been investigated that was misappropriated. But unfortunately, the Emir of Kano is now going to be only overseeing 10 out of 44 local governments, which is a huge...
The House of Assembly is looking at creating 4 new emirates.
They've already done already. Passed yesterday. It was signed off yesterday.
It was signed. But however, the issue in Kano, the emirate system in Kano is a very prestigious one that we all Nigerians, and even the whole of Africa knows. But this recent development now, a lot of people are saying, okay, in as much as we like to wait to see the law take its course, but let's tread carefully, because it could also be sensitive, it could also be political and all of that. So it's a mix of a lot of things.
People say it's political, actually. But my point is that we're yet to hear from the Emir Sanusi himself saying anything. It's only his representative here that was questioned concerning a certain amount of money. But it would be nice to hear his own thoughts on
dignity in silence. I like the fact that he's...
Well, he is the...
Silence or no silence, it has happened. Now he has...
I would like to see the laws of Kano State, how the funds get derived, how they're disbursed, how a traditional ruler is supposed to spend the funds in his custody, and see why the House of Assembly is focused, rather than being a check on the executive, become a check on the traditional store.
Okay, let's move on to Daily Trust. Why Buhari appointed Emefiele as CBN governor. Magajin Garin Daura still with kidnappers 9 days after. That's our president's Oba. Is it Nisa's husband?
Nisa's husband.
Nisa's husband, exactly.
Adeleke heads to Supreme Court. NCC to launch second phase of SIM verification. An appeal court decides on Onoge's case today. So let's talk about our president's niece's husband. Yes, 9 days after. So if the president's family safe, is still with the kidnappers, who are you?
But the reality is that the president may not necessarily do anything different from somebody who is kidnapped or somebody of that nature in Akwa Ibom or in Benue or in Kwara State. He's the president of the country. He doesn't have military stationed in his village differently. So it is the sympathy he's going to have to that will be the kind of sympathy he's still going to have to anybody who is kidnapped in any part of the country.
This just shows more light to you that we have security issues.
Challenges
generally.
across the country. Why
Yeah.
not? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Everybody runs to God, Father have mercy. Honestly, because if our president cannot protect his own
family.
So is it you?
But should he be
It's not. No, that's not the point. It's not
favorite. What's the word?
favoritism.
Towards because he's his in-law and leave the rest of us Nigerians.
It's just that you would think that his own neighborhood would be very secure. You think his own state,
His own family members
you will secure. You assume
What to make his family or his village more secure?
because he's the president from
This
there.
situation is
I
in
know,
the
but he's the
country.
president of Nigeria. He's the president of Nigeria,
Anyway,
so there won't be much difference. Even in the other presidents we've had, it wasn't different in their villages. It was the same thing.
Right,
You're the president of Nigeria, so
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to round up, but that's all we can take on front page. When we come back, should we let Mike go? Our guest, our co-host, are so. Let's punish her, not bring her on. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
She didn't hear that.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have back with us our on and only Laide in the building.
Yo.
Laide 247 Orokpo, right? That's it. I mean, you change
No, it's now Laide
Orokpo.
Orokpo.
Laide Orokpo. That's your Instagram
You know
handle.
there's a theme song for it, so I might as well just jump on the bandwagon. I have to apologize. You said you were going to accost me.
Yes, what happened? You came
on air.
late.
I woke up rather late. Bolaji was like, hey, Star Laide. That's a producer, by the way. I
Right.
said, I'll come there. Let us just understand that naturally things happened.
Yeah.
And we're human.
Okay, all
And
right.
here I'm wearing glasses, no makeup. But they
Okay.
say once you have red lipstick, you're good to go.
Okay, you're good to go. All right. So, Nollywood actress Angela Okorie advised ladies to remember themselves when helping, supporting, and building men up. According to her, forgetting yourself while building a man is a problem. You must always understand that you also have some grown up to do. You can join the conversation 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweets. When I saw this story, I remembered our neighbor growing up, and I've shared the story before on this table. Herself and my mother were this close. This woman went to school in the UK. She was his secretary. She came back to Nigeria. She was your very prim and proper woman. Prim and proper. Came to Nigeria, met a man, and built this man up. Everything this woman had, gave it to this man.
When you
I
say
say
build
up, as in,
it's not Bob the Builder. So what are you talking about? It's
building
not
as in
Lego.
school, sent the man to school, helped him to start his own business,
Yes.
got him a job,
Yes.
and she just then decided to be the homemaker. So she's invested everything into this man. The man did everything, homes, everything but in his name. Fast forward 40 years down the line. I mean, of course, that 40 was rigged with a lot of issues. It wasn't as if she had a happy marriage. Eventually, the man took everything she had from her, leaving her, abandoned her, and left her all by herself.
Okay.
So when Angela is saying this, saying that as a woman, even though you want to invest and help a man up, you also must know that you must grow. And it's similar to what we talked about yesterday, that you must also be willing to improve yourself so that tomorrow you can always, but again, if we look at that issue, where is the place of love? Self-sacrifice, because that's what you're taught growing up.
Could I speak for the men?
Everything else. Love yourself and live, and so love completely, and put everything out. What happened to that? To that part of the admonition we're giving to you when we're growing up?
Sorry, Oyinbo. Let me speak for the men.
Yeah.
What about the men that have built up women
Okay.
from scratch? Bob the Builder, build a doll, build anybody. She built him up. The way she's even saying it as if it's construction, I take offense to it.
Okay.
You happen to be the helpmate for a man.
Okay.
He may have let you down, but it's not the fact that you built him up it's like both of them are exclusive.
Right.
You built him up is different from the fact that he let you down. Whether or not you built him up, he could have let you down if he was going to let
Right,
you down.
okay.
Forget the building up.
Okay.
You're not Bob the
No,
Builder.
but you see, we can't forget that building up.
Okay.
Because some women have been in men's lives and they've ruined them.
Yes.
Some women just been in their attachments, not even in the house, just attachments to the neighborhood, and they've ruined those men. So the betrayal of the trust and investment you've put in over the years, like the situation, the scenario Morale painted, I find it unforgivable.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. See, what Angela is saying is very correct in the sense that, yes, it's important that we are that helpmate. Behind every successful man, there's a woman. Be there, do your job, do everything. But don't forget yourself. So set aside something for yourself. Develop yourself as you're growing in. Have your own also. Or just have an investment. Some women, women around my mother when I was growing up, they never disclosed all the finances to their husbands. There was always a secret purse somewhere, just in case you have to do it by yourself because you have children. So it's normal.
Talking about doing something for yourself, because I must actually use this opportunity to clarify this issue, that the fact that I resigned recently. Okay. Because people people are trying to paint me to look like this superwoman. I am not, because a lot of husbands and men come, I'm royal, well done. I'm okay, I didn't do it because I wanted it to be celebrated. I'm not human. It's important. The reason why it was easy, because I have your view in the mornings. Yes. So I'm busy with your view in the morning. I can research on your view during the day. I can do other things. So I have that keeps me busy. So I'm not just staying home and just saying, I'm here to stay with the kids. So don't make it look as if, see Mariah, she has left work. So you to go. That's not why I left. I have an option. So what we're trying to tell women is that, whatever you're doing, have an option. Sorry?
Put yourself
I said
in
I'm
the
a bit
picture.
confused about the option, the point you're making.
Yes.
You left work.
Okay, you probably don't have that story. I'll tell you during the break.
No, but I'm trying to understand the correlation between the two, saying that you had your view in the morning as something you were doing to better yourself.
I have my job as Deputy Director of Programs at TVC, which I have resigned, and now I'm doing your view as a show.
That's
why you don't have that. Yes, so I'm saying that
you
don't have that story. But let me let you come in.
In the sense of it, I think it's ideally wrong if she's falling on her duties. What do I mean by that? At first, when it comes to her business, motherhood, wife duties, and the likes. However, in generalism, what she said is right, but in some context, I think she might be wrong. What do I mean by that? I've seen a situation where in a corporate organization, a man and a woman is working in the same place. And in every corporate organization, there are rules and there are rules about couples working in the same place and earning in the same environment, in the same organization. In a place where the woman now decides to take a bow for the man to continue the career, do you understand? And let her be in the home front trying to take care of other affairs. I think that most of the time, people generally, condemn women being the housemaker, knowing or known to them that they are doing a lot of work. However, when the woman now takes a bow, the man eventually gets to that ladder of leadership and forgets the sacrifice that the woman have made. At the end of the day, that leads to what you said about your mom and the neighbor. Do you understand? I've been in a situation where my first relation, I think for the first time, this is the first time in a relationship I can tell you that both parties are coming to the table adding one thing or the other. But I have never been lucky about the man bringing to the table, so to speak. Do you understand? On a note like that, how do you balance
There's a societal saying in our society that a bad child belongs to the mother, a good child belongs to the father.
Correct.
What it means is that no man wants to own a bad child, but somebody has to raise a good child. And while you're focused on your career and growing yourself, or the woman is helping you grow yourself, somebody is giving you the entire package of success. Because a man gets to the ladder and has children in drugs and all that, he will not feel successful. But the entire package is that a woman has done the job and everything, and then you go fast forward and decide that you want to leave that woman.
Let me bring up, there was a case we dealt with on this table. I think it was in paper review. A man was saying that he owns everything, that this woman did not do anything. The house he built, the cars, everything he did it by himself. She didn't contribute. We are bringing up an issue that the fact that you're even home at all.
It's a lot of work.
I want our conversation.
She didn't contribute, but she raised children. What do you think our contribution was?
So I want our conversation to go such that we highlight things a woman is doing. So people who are in that position understand that, listen, I am actually bringing something to the table.
What people don't understand is being a homemaker.
Exactly.
Is a career.
Let me say my CV. Sorry. I am first of all a full-time wife.
Yes.
Full-time mother, part-time lawyer, part-time media host. What it means is that when it comes to giving priority, every other thing will shift for this major full-time work I do. So that is part of the role women play. Imagine me coming back home. Myself and my friend were discussing yesterday, and she was like, I can only imagine what you do, how you go through it. You don't have a maid, nothing. I'm coming back home, and my husband comes back home in the evening, and the house is all put together. And I've driven the hours, I drive down here daily and back, sitting in traffic, and I still get home, and I still put things in order. It's not easy.
Even though Angela's opinion, I think she's right, but there are some cultures in some countries in Africa that demands that women should be the breadwinner of the family. So in such...
In 2 cultures, please.
What?
I've never heard it.
No. In some African countries, yes, the woman is the breadwinner. So when a woman absorbs such responsibility, can she be blamed? The answer is no. But when a woman is behind closed doors trying to take care of the children, trying to take care of the home front, trying to bring unity together in the family and the likes and all of that, that is when the woman is going to be blamed that she's not bringing so much on the table.
What Angela said, just to clarify, is that while you're building a man, build yourself.
Yes.
Have a backup plan, and which is what Mo tried to
highlight
the example she made. So a word out for the women. Need a support system, find a support system. Don't come and die.
Okay, that's all we can take on that segment. When we come back, we'll move on to so many other topics. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So we're still gisting all the way. We have our celebrity guests coming a bit later. So we're going to be talking about another topic. We'd like to hear your own candid opinion on this question. Should you send intimate pictures to a person you're dating? This nonsense trend, let me not judge it,
Don't judge.
Going around, everybody just doing all sorts of ashapalakpala. And join the conversation on 07080668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweet. Listen, in this age of social media, in fact, I'm really upset about
Don't raise your
trend.
voice because that's your opinion.
In this age of social media,
Yeah.
why are people still subjecting themselves to this kinds of behavior? Because these pictures can get out.
I'm in a long-distance relationship.
Okay.
My lover is in abroad.
Okay.
I'm in away.
Okay.
We need to make each other feel connected.
That is tricky.
It can be tricky.
Yeah.
You need to trust who you're with, but you really can't trust anybody because when the relationship breaks up,
Simple.
you run the risk of having them release.
Roberto,
The trick is don't show your face.
Don't show
That's the trick.
That's
Okay,
the
go
trick.
ahead.
Don't show your face.
I say a big no to you sharing intimate pictures with any of the people you are dating, whether husband, whether boyfriend. I've never, even the husband that I've married, I've never done it before. I don't know, maybe it's the Islamic side of me, but I don't agree to it. Reason being that it can be used as a form of blackmail on the grounds of disagreements between the both of you.
Yes.
However, I've seen other cases where I don't think everybody is what's the word now? I think the word is security savvy when it comes to technology. So I have a doctor friend in America that told me about something popped up on her system.
Yes.
You know, when all these things are popped up on the system, that you automatically accept it. Unknown to you that when she accepted it, it's connected to her laptop camera. So when she gets back home after work, do you understand? They are trying to work on your system and at the same time undressing yourself and all of that. And the thing was videoing her.
I'm streaming live.
And streaming live. No, it's not even streaming live. Do you understand? So the people who are in charge of that link eventually reached out to her and started blackmailing her. Wow. That if she doesn't pay certain amount of money, do you understand? They will put it on social media. So what does that tell us? If something like that can happen, not to now talk of you now sending pictures to somebody.
No.
So this phone that we carry around, this thing is a very dangerous tool and can sometimes be smarter than the person operating it. I just finished a call on my phone and the WhatsApp call. I was sleeping in my house and there's usually a dress down mode within the house. I noticed that I made a video call on WhatsApp. I just dozing like that. I was like, the thing was in green. I was like, who's calling me? And I picked up my phone. Thank God the person was unavailable. That person is not even the kind of... So
You're saying that was unintentional?
It was unintentional. I would never, not even to my husband, send a picture of any body parts. Any at all. Talk less of...
We have to... Hassan, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Please, I would like to chip in one thing to this your program. I can see that it's looking as if we are on the war path between men and women, in the sense that you look at us as if we are oppressive and this and that. It's not like that. It's about agreement. Because what I've seen, I don't know the modus operandi of the program, and I don't know the intention of the program. But what we are seeing here is this. Anybody can betray anybody.
Yes.
You understand? It has to do, it's a personality thing. And secondly, about a woman helping a man, there's something wrong there. And a man helping a woman is never a problem. What you are seeing here is this. When a dog bites a man, it's never a news. But when a man bites a dog, it's a news. That is what we are seeing about what you women are doing over there. A lot of women broke men's hearts.
Hassan.
A lot of men
Hassan.
are victims.
Hassan,
Yes?
do you have examples of men who has had to compromise their careers to
support a woman?
to run a home?
To run a home.
I have.
And
Maybe abroad?
No, that's abroad. I'm asking Hassan.
No, I'm talking
He
about
has already answered you.
No,
You understand?
do
I
you
don't
have
need to
examples?
answer you
I
again.
asked. I wanted to know if you had examples.
The issue is this. It's natural for a woman to be a homemaker.
Why is it natural?
It's a natural thing. Forget about this westernization. You understand? You see, we are mixing things up.
So is it
You
natural
understand?
when she's betrayed?
Nobody is competing with anybody. I
not a
love my mother more than anybody.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
This issue of trying to bring things as if we are war path.
Okay.
That
All right.
men are
Thank you
fighting-
very much, Hassan. You are very correct. You know, we're not trying in any way to make it on a war path. Absolutely
It's not
not.
a battle
The
of
show is
sexes.
about your view. Everybody's entitled to your view. So I'm happy you've expressed your view, which is fine. So let me take a
If we
few
all
of these
happen
voices.
to agree, it's not because we were given the script, it's just how we feel.
Right.
And there's nothing
Now-
wrong in building a man or a man building a woman, as long as there's a balance
Yes.
in the
There's too many
in
engineers
the
in
growth
this
from
relationship.
both spouses.
Yes, that's what.
Okay, so when I speak, don't assume because I'm half caste, I'm talking about it happening abroad. I know I'm half caste. When I said that I've seen a man, I am half caste. When I said I've seen a man be the homemaker to give, I still spoke about it while drinking the shepherd last night, that there's a guy that I know. When he analyzed his career and his wife's career, he realized that his wife was set to soar far higher than he could ever soar. And he decided to give up his career and do things with flexibility while giving her the support. So in this Nigeria, this woman is conglomerately, if there's such a term, on such a high level professionally. That's the only thing that would hurt me, which is the case that started the conversation, is if she now decides that, oh, I've made it so well, I'm going to move on.
Is that when a woman is supported, because there's some men, they are late bloomers. So things don't happen for you in the beginning.
Yes.
So the woman supports you. What she was advising that as you're supporting this man, because there's some cases where this man will get there, sometimes they help you up, and other times they just leave you. Help yourself too. So if you're sending him to school, you to get the course that you're doing to help yourself. So you're helping both of you. So you really get together. If
So you don't avoid stories that touch. You don't say after all I've done for you. Don't get to that position of after all I've done for you. If you can do for somebody, do for yourself. That's what they say. That's what we said.
We come back. We'll bring in our celebrity guests to join this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. He ranks amongst the best of his kind ever since he made his debut appearance in the early 2000s. He has continually maintained a high degree of professional competence in the movie industry. An actor of enviable standards, model par excellence, singer and entrepreneur, as well as a minister of the gospel. Welcome with us, Christain Paul. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweets. So before you came on, we were talking about women helping men up, and in some cases, and so we don't sound like we are putting both sexes against each other. Men helping women up, get there, and then the women now find out that you're not as educated as you'd like you to be, and go and start going away with her guy in the office. Or a woman helping a man up, and the man gets there and feels like, he wants the educated returnee from the US to be his new wife. You know, all those things, we hear these stories all the time. And Angela Okorie there was advising that as you're helping each other, really, help yourself, because when you get to that point, you might lose regret it. Have you had any of that kind of experience before? And how would you advise women or men to handle that situation?
Yeah, I've been there before. I studied in school.
Okay.
And when I started that school, my woman was working in the insurance company.
Okay.
So I tried to make her part of what I was doing, but she was not interested, you know. And I studied in school with 2 of my kids and one of our neighbor's child. Eventually, the school started gaining momentum, and at a time, once in a while she would pop in, and then eventually the insurance company wasn't doing well like it used to do before. And I was continually asking her to, please, can you just take over this, the running of the school, and let me do other things I want to do, and she couldn't. Eventually, when the thing started succeeding, she had to come in, and I handed everything over to her while I went doing other things. But then, after a while, I started hearing from the kids, the school is mommy's school. And I can't get anything from there. Well, thank God that what I'm doing, I'm being blessed there.
Yeah.
So your spouse, your wife disappointed you. Your husband disappointed you. When you got to that point, we've helped him. You said you carry a cross. Please, can you help us understand? How do you carry that kind of cross? Is it that you divorce the person, or do you just stay in the house and back camp?
Just get that depression.
What exactly, how do you carry this cross? Because people, especially Nigerian women, are forced a lot of time. Listen, Kadareni, that's what God has done. So how do you manage that?
You live on for God.
Yeah, it's just like what the scripture says. You love your neighbor as yourself.
Which is what?
Never love anybody more than yourself. Even the scripture says it. You cannot love anyone more than yourself. Because it's just like what you were saying, that you don't love with your heart, you love with your head.
But sir, do you know that it is very easy for us to say all of this, that love with your heart, love with your head and not your heart. I think it's very good for me to personalize this. I married someone where you will say that maybe you invested in the person, not necessarily, sometimes I think we like to put it in a financial angle. Do you understand? The fact that the woman have to take a step back in her career, the fact that she's giving birth for you back to back, the fact that she's also contributing, maybe in terms of building the home, furnishing the home, contributing financially, the fact that when it comes to his career, you are permanently praying 24/7 and
yes, even that prayer is
do you understand? That prayer, do you understand? That prayer on its own. And maybe sometimes when you have issues at work, you contact one or two people. Do you understand? Eventually, when the man will feel vulnerable at that period and is listening to every nitty-gritty or advices that you are giving to him, at some point when he feels that everything is relaxed and all of that, boom, they get to another level. At that point when you are broken, because we are saying that, oh, love with your head, love with your heart. For some women, people like us, we love with our heart. Now we've learned experience. So based on experience, you understand.
Let me let you jump, because you are also experienced. So
I want to speak about my ex-father-in-law.
Okay.
Every time he wants to make a speech, he says, I will say it in Yoruba and then I'll interpret.
Okay.
He says everything he has become, he has ever been, and he will continue to be. It's by the special grace of God and the woman he chose as a wife who mothered 9 children for him. She was a homemaker, an illiterate even.
That's how you should look at it.
Listen, an illiterate even. But the support was so strong, she was an iroko for him. Put his mind at rest to the point where he was able to achieve so much. When he did achieve all that, he now started trying to groom her as much as he could to understand the business of what our success is now. So that, God forbid, if I were to die, you would know what your responsibility
Like,
is.
but do you understand it's an individual thing? Because
Yes.
at the end of the day, not many men. It is a man who appreciated the woman, not necessarily
But that's
the financial angle that
that's
she's
the
bringing
ideal.
on the table.
That's the
but
ideal.
the other
Let me let our guests come in here. Let me get our guests come in here. Please.
Yeah, so just like I was saying.
Wisdom. Give us some
Just like what I was trying to say, that when you invested in someone
Yes.
and he or she disappoints you,
Yeah.
you still have to move on. We have this in us to always
Fight back.
fight
Get
back.
back up
Yes,
again.
yes. Sometimes when this kind of a thing happen, some of us give up, or we start
Going to
going to
depression.
violence, going to depression and all that. Like I said, I wasn't an actor when I started my school. I wasn't an actor, but when I started this, I said, okay, let me go into something else.
Let's go on a break. I think we can round up on that because I would like to hear more about your
When you
career.
come back,
Yeah.
I want to ask him a question.
Yeah.
Concerning his career.
Yes, and that school he.
So when we come back, we'll talk about his career and your plans. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thank God I made it perfectly clear on the day all of you were interviewed that we sacked our former domestic staff because they weren't living up to expectations. Now, if that kind of mischievous act ever repeats itself in this house, I will not hesitate to sack all of you. Now you get out of my sight before I lose my temper more than I've lost it already.
It pains that you've not conceived after all these years. Some of my mates that we married together, they have gotten their children in university, secondary and all that. But the doctor said there's nothing wrong with us. It is not your fault. And I want you, not your fault. And I want you to know that you cannot do this on your own. Okay? Now, God, who is the giver of children, will give to us at the fullness of time. Okay?
Wow, that was Christian Paul in action. So, your career, tell us about how you started.
Yeah, I usually go to the stadium to jog, and one day I met Ricardo and some other actors who kept on urging me to join the movie industry. I never was interested because of my religious background. And but after a while, I said, okay. In fact, Ricardo took me in his car and went to AGN office and forced me to register. And that was how I registered. And after 1 month, I expected to have gotten calls, to start featuring movies. And nobody gave me anything. And they said, okay, you have to go for auditions and all that. I started going from one audition to other. And I started getting roles. And in 2 years, I was already making waves.
Wow, fantastic.
Okay, earlier on when we were speaking, sir, you said that you set up a school, even though you were doing the acting career thing. But you made a statement and said, after a while, the children started referring to it as mommy's school.
Yeah.
When you said it, something made me feel that you felt that, as Yorubas would say, I'm the one that suffered to make the school.
How did you make it feel?
And now you're taking the credit away from me.
Yeah.
How did it really make you feel?
Yeah. It's not, when you've done something all by yourself, and now the thing become a success. You now hand it over to someone, and now become a success, and you are not
Being given the credits.
Appreciate
For your
and you are not
contribution.
appreciated. You are not even, okay, this is mommy's school, this is that, and now maybe there are times maybe you need
no,
a little
that-
cash, and then you say, look, there's no money here, this and that. And then you are seeing them spending money here and there.
Are you listening?
You see, it's not right. It's not
pains
right.
you.
At times, the man is the one carrying the home for 1 year. Let the woman carry the home for 1 week. Everybody will start hearing it.
Not necessarily.
I want to know why. All along, this woman doesn't have a job. She just stays at home. You provide for her. You give her money to make her hair, do everything. And suddenly, you are out of job. And maybe she starts frying akara and start making money. And then you ask her, you say, look, are you not a man? Are you not supposed to be a man?
It's an individual
Because it's
thing.
your job to be a provider.
I think that it's important. That what he said is important.
I get it.
Because there are lots of people in that situation, and it's important that we address it.
Yeah.
Because women must, just like Femi said, you must know how to go on your knees to help. Because it's not all the time that things will be rosy for the man.
Yes,
so
exactly.
in that situation, sorry.
It's called helpmates.
Right.
That means iron sharpened iron.
Yeah.
But in
It's your turn
fairness,
today. Please let me finish. I'm not quite done yet. I'm saying that women have, it happened to me. When I married my ex, I didn't have a job immediately because he married me as a youngin, right? And then we got to a situation where we moved to Ireland and I was the one that had a job. But because he had been wicked to me financially,
in the past,
I said to him, and I got this wisdom based on Madame Tinubu. I once heard a story. I said to him that I'm giving you all I have, putting it on the table. Let's analyze what we need to spend, and what's left we share as pocket money. The reason being that if you ever find yourself in the position where you are earning again like you used to, as it should be the case, please remember to be kind to me. Because you weren't. They said Madame Tinubu, that the Tinubu thing was, that she had so much money. You know, she was a businesswoman. The story I heard, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I know about her. But that every time she came home, she would first go and kneel down and tell her husband, Okorie, right? And then start playing the wifely role, even though she's a breadwinner.
right?
The wisdom she had impressed her husband so much, and they used to use the story to teach younger ones that when you have the upper hand financially in a marriage, even though a man is supposed to be the provider, please apply wisdom.
Okay, let me come to, Nima's holding for a
I
while.
want to take this tweet. Matthew Akwankara says, this is written, and I quote, I will make you a helpmate. My point here is that the lady should at least develop herself halfway. Her responsibility to her husband is 75% and to herself is 25%. Would you agree to divide it along this percentage?
Well, I think both of them are mates. Both of them are supposed to be equals in the sight of God. But for the purpose of leadership, God now put a man or the man over the woman. That means she should submit. That is what the scripture says. She should submit to the man, and the man should love the wife.
Let me pause you for a second, because Bola's holding for a while from Just. Bola, are you still there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Morayo, I just want to disagree a little bit with Mr. Christain saying women are kind of very, very sentimental when it's them taking care of the home. You know how many women takes care of home in this generation?
I'm telling you.
I'm not categorically saying it's wrong, but to a large extent. And then I want to say every man and woman should complement their families. And then, of course, don't forget taking care of yourself, educating yourself, empowering yourself, just in case anything happens along the line, so that you will not lose it all and lose your family and finances as
Thank you very much, Bola. Good point.
I think this leads me back to your last comments. You see, when you said the woman starts taking care of the home front for 1 week and she starts, making noises and all of that, I want to believe that virtuous women, right, when they take over the home or when they're the one in charge of the home, hardly will you find them want to bring their men down or lament or yell. There must be something that will make a woman lament or act like that. Do you understand? And in some cases, I'm not going to personalize it now, but I have a lot of people around me that I can tell you that they've been the one taking care of their own front. Do you understand? But the reason why they change, when a woman changes, that is when the society or people around now start pointing finger at the woman. Unknown to you that the woman has been badly maltreated by the man, whether financially, whether emotionally, whether physically, and most of the time it's always emotionally. Because when you bruise a woman's emotion, there is no how. Yes, do you understand? There is no how you can expect that woman to.
Let's not make our guests too uncomfortable.
Yes,
please. Let me tell you, the Bible says, a virtuous woman who can find.
Yeah.
Virtuous women are very few.
Yes, I agree with you,
They are very, very few to come by.
I agree with you.
And let me tell you, I've heard someone say, he said, when a man marries a bad wife, he said the devil will leave him alone.
Yes,
because he's in hell already.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, most times, it's very, very difficult to find this kind of women you are talking about.
Yes.
They are very few.
Yes.
But most women generally, most of them.
I disagree. I've seen, in fact, in my life,
I said they are. They are there. But I'm saying they are very few. They are very, very few. Women that they are the ones that have the money and they still submit to their.
Yes.
They are very few.
Okay.
No,
very
few. There are most women. The percentage is most women would submit whether or not they are breadwinners. Some women.
Okay, let me take this call, then I'll come to the fire career. I don't want to put you on the spot. Austin, are you still there? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, we have to round up because I don't want us to go back and forth because you're the only man out here. Let's not pound you. Let me go back to what you're working on.
Yes.
You've done a lot of series in the past. What are you working on right now? What should we be looking out for you're working on?
I am hoping to produce my own movie.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
And that's one. Two, I am also hoping to do more of service to humanity.
That's nice.
Like what? In what way?
Like orphanage, like all those kind of like trying to NGO sort of, and also like trying to help the helpless.
So you married today now?
Well, I would like to keep it to myself.
You have to keep that to yourself.
So on a lighter note, what can Nigerians emulate from your lifestyle? From your personal lifestyle?
Yeah, I'm someone that is humble. I'm someone that is always happy. I'm always happy.
It's good.
I've never seen a man.
I'm always happy. No matter whatever I face, I'm always. You can't see it from my face.
Do you mind if I challenge you?
You can't see my challenges on my face. And usually when I'm angry, you don't even know that I'm angry.
You have a beautiful skin. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll keep quiet. If you see that I'm quiet, then I'm very angry.
Yes, let me do. This is something.
You said we shouldn't make our guest uncomfortable. No, wait. Fine. I want to make you uncomfortable.
I'll answer whatever you ask.
It's my job to make you uncomfortable.
All right.
I wanted to ask, because you say you're always happy. Do you know that in the space of this 1 hour that we've spoken to you, I have sensed that you're hurt about the woman that betrayed you.
Okay.
Let me finish. You're hurt. You're slightly broken about it. It has affected your trust in women. This is me just perceiving.
Okay. This is you being a psychologist.
This is me spiritually discerning. Okay. Because every statement you made when it talks about relationship, whether you realize it or not, you're speaking from a place of personal experience, not so much objectivity.
So is she correct? Let's go round up. Is she correct?
She's not entirely correct.
Okay.
The thing is that why I took that stand is that I'm the only man here. And you guys are just defending women.
We're
and the audience need to hear that side of the man.
Okay.
And that's why I have to take that same stand.
Okay.
You understand? So that the equation can be balanced.
We have to round up. What's the name of your movie? Do you want to tell us now, or you're still working on it?
Yes, I'm still working on it. Hopefully before the year runs out, I hope to come out with my own movie.
Interestingly, I've never seen a green and red combination this period. It actually looks really nice.
I'm a stylist.
You're a stylist?
I like looking sweet.
Oh, I can see that. You look amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for coming.
Thank
we
you.
hope to bring you back after the movie's been produced.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hope you had fun this week. Okay, so next week, let me promise our viewers something. We'll talk about men.
Also.
Respect, love, and dignity for your men.
Yes.
The whole of next week. So they don't think we are bashing men. Next week is Men Week. Whole of next week. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.